of the field, at least 15 seconds clear.
Arena. The name was formally converted at an event at the arena just a short time ago.
You must have seen this company's logo in some of the biggest sporting events this year. The company was valued at 32 billion US dollars this year, and in a span of less than 7 days, the valuation is now zero, and more than 10 lakh users have lost their savings. The net worth of this company's founder has dropped from $16 billion to $1 US. This is not the story of a company going bankrupt. This is one of the most audacious financial frauds that we will ever witness. Stay tuned. This is a very chilling story.
Simply no end to the woes of the Bitcoin exchange FTX, and more skeletons are coming out of the closet now.
Bankruptcy as their investments in the failed projects came back to London. But in drama.
The main character of this story is a mathematics and physics graduate from MIT, Sam Bankman-Fried, who briefly worked at a trading firm before he started his first company, Alameda Research, a quant crypto trading firm. Right from the start, Alameda was killing it. Apparently, they found an arbitrage opportunity in the price of Bitcoin, and they kept exploiting it to make a lot of money.
Bitcoin is trading at $10,000 on a US exchange, $11,000 on a Japanese exchange. You take $10 million, you buy at $10,000, you sell at $11,000, you make $1 million, and we were able to do that every weekday.
Day one, he was a philanthropist who was just making money to give it all away. Then in 2019, he started his second company, FTX, which is a cryptocurrency exchange where you could buy and sell any token just like your CoinDCX or WazirX. Within just 2-3 years, FTX managed to become the second largest cryptocurrency exchange thanks to the millions of dollars that they spent on advertising and sponsorship deals. They were literally everywhere. Formula One, NBA, Super Bowl, and even the Cricket World Cup. Because of SBF's personal brand and all these deals, FTX became too big too quick. Anyways, now if you look at the two companies started by SBF, there is an inherent conflict of interest. One is a crypto trading firm, another is a cryptocurrency exchange. A trading firm will have a lot of advantages if they also own the exchange. They can execute their orders on priority, they can buy securities before they are even listed on the exchange, and if the involved parties are unethical, then they also have access to other people's funds to take even bigger bets. But Sam always maintained that both are very separate entities. Sam is not involved in Alameda anymore, and we had no option but to believe it because this space is not regulated enough for authorities to check if there is a proper Chinese wall in place. Now everything was going well for FTX. SBF was literally the face of crypto. He was even representing the crypto community in Washington DC to the government of America. But then on the 2nd of November, there was an article on CoinDesk which revealed that Alameda Research's balance sheet had assets of about $14.6 billion, out of which $3.16 billion was in FTT tokens and another $2 billion were in the form of an FTT collateral. Now FTT is the token of an exchange named FTX. So the two companies were not as separated as Sam claimed, and this FTT token is not a stable coin. This token was used to reward FTX users and reduce their trading fees on the platform. So FTT's actual value is totally linked to FTX. Basically, Alameda Research's survival rests on a token which is issued by their own sister company, FTX. So now it's very clear that the two companies are totally linked together and there's a lot of conflict of interest. There's a very common model called flywheel scheme, which we have seen panning out in some previous crypto collapses like the exchange Celsius shutting down all their withdrawals. You pump the token price, mark the gains to the balance sheet, show those gains to the investors to raise cash, which will further pump the token price, and this wheel keeps on moving until it stops eventually for good. Remember 2 minutes back I said that FTX is the second largest exchange of the world? After this article enters the main character of the story, CZ, the founder of world's biggest exchange. On 6th November, CZ announced that Binance will be selling all the FTT tokens that they were holding worth up to $2.1 billion.
एक सेकंड, Binance और FTX competitors थे ना? Then why was Binance holding such a large amount of FTT tokens?
सही क्वेश्चन है. In 2019, FTX raised money from Binance. Binance invested close to $100 million for a 20% stake in FTX. Binance announced that the two companies will work together to further strengthen the crypto ecosystem. It's a love story, baby. Just say yes. Everything was perfectly merry between the two, but that didn't last for long enough. And in 2021, Binance sold their stake back to SBF. During the exit, Binance received $2.1 billion in the form of BUSD, a stablecoin, and the FTT token. The romance was over between the two, the rivalry was intense, and SBF was also fighting for a crypto bill in Washington DC, which would not be very good for Binance. And Sam was also openly mocking CZ on Twitter. Now I get it, if you're in business, you should use all your resources to kill your competition. Fair. But you gotta be very careful if your rival is one of the biggest holders of your native token and has a following of 7 million on Twitter. Now coming back to the story, as soon as CZ announced that they are selling all their FTT tokens, people started panicking and all the FTX users rushed to withdraw all their money. The day of that tweet, FTX users had withdrawn $5 billion, highest ever by far in the history of FTX. People sensed that something is wrong and they didn't want to risk it at all. Things got so out of hand that FTX had to pause withdrawals. SBF lost the battle. CZ emerged as the king of crypto. Everyone thought that the game was over. But just 2 days later, FTX announced that they will now be acquired by Binance. The world was shocked. 24 hours back, both of them were fighting. And now this, think of it, how bad the situation has to be that SBF was left with no option but to beg in front of CZ to bail his company out. Now it was extremely clear that there was fire in the FTX palace. And that's exactly what happened. Next day, Binance announced that during the due diligence, the hole was too deep in FTX and that's why they are backing out from the deal. In the next 2 days, Sam tweets that both Alameda Research and FTX are filing for bankruptcy. Users' money is stuck and lakhs of users have lost their crypto savings. You must be thinking that this is a normal case of a bigger player finishing the rival, but that's not the case. During the same time, some really shady things started happening. First, withdrawals for all the users were paused, but then people started noticing that some withdrawals were still taking place. FTX's official handle announced that as per the Bahamian HQ's regulators' notice, we are processing withdrawals of Bahamian funds. Later, the Securities Commission of Bahamas announced that this is all false. This is so wrong. The employees and the founding team were exiting their positions while all their users' money was stuck. Why were the users' withdrawals not being processed? Let's take an example. If 100 people invest 100 rupees each in different tokens on an exchange, then on day one, the exchange will have around 10,000 rupees in different tokens. Now, as the prices of different tokens keep fluctuating, the investment value of each user will also change. आपका 100 रुपए का बिटकॉइन 20 रुपए का बन सकता है, लेकिन वो 20 रुपए तो आप कभी भी निकाल सकते हो, right? Because you are assuming that the exchange is storing those tokens on your behalf safely, right? That's the whole point of an exchange, right? Turns out SBF created a backdoor using which he could send funds from FTX to Alameda without changing any financial record on the books. This means that FTX was sending customers' funds to Alameda so that they can trade with a higher amount and make more money. This cannot be made up. This is better than any movie out there. According to Reuters, they transferred close to $10 billion of customer funds to Alameda. In the app, you can see that you have $1,000 worth of ETH, but in reality, those funds are now being traded by Alameda. Reuters also revealed that Caroline Ellison, the CEO of Alameda Research, told her employees in a video meeting that she, Bankman-Fried, and two other executives, Nishat Singh and Gary Wang, were aware of the decision to move customer funds to Alameda. The audacity! Unbelievable audacity. Guys, don't be like Sam. If you want something, openly ask. Like I am openly asking you guys to subscribe to my channel. I know that you will hit the subscribe button and also press the bell notification. It's that simple. Don't be like Sam. be like Anshuman. This story keeps getting better for the worse. When the user withdrawals were paused, one fine day, it's shown that FTX is now hacked, all the customers' wallets are drained out. And FTX also sends a message on Telegram. The app is hacked, the website is hacked, and delete the app from your phone. क्योंकि ये सारे transactions blockchain में दिखते हैं. So someone found out that this is also an inside job. This is not 100% proven, but looking at the track record, I would not be surprised if it's true. This is not a normal liquidity or an over leverage issue. This is a financial fraud where customers' funds were being used without their approval and any information. People might say that CZ probably triggered this collapse with this tweet, but something can only fall so quickly if your house is made of cards.
Today, smoking is gonna save lives.
The biggest takeaways from this incident for me is, number one, big investors like SoftBank, Sequoia invested in FTX and lost their money. No one in this world knows anything, so it's best to not invest just because someone else is investing. अब से FOMO में जीना बंद करते हैं. Number two, no one except for the owners know what's going inside a centralized crypto exchange. And crypto में SEBI जैसा कोई regulator भी नहीं है who is making sure to protect the investors' interest. So I've promised myself that from now on, whenever I'm investing in crypto, I will either store it in a hardware wallet, and for now, I will store it in a decentralized wallet like MetaMask. And the third takeaway is the entire world, including me, fell for the image of SBF, this larger than life character who does not care about money and is a genius soon to become trillionaire. Let's be more skeptical, and if someone or something is looking too good to be true, then दूरी रहो बस. सिंपल. ऐसे बेयर मार्केट में मनीज तो नहीं बनते, बट मेमेस काफी अच्छे बनते हैं. तो एंजॉय.
Hey, hey, hey! What's up, Big Gun?